What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is your main man, Juggernaut.
Arkatech Beatz.
Welcome to the Music Review Live Series. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. If it's your first time here, like I said, I am Juggernaut of multi-platinum production team, Arkatech Beatz. And we are doing brutally honest music reviews tonight. Like I said, if it's your first time here, make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. We are responsible for producing for your favorite rappers. Favorite rapper, Big Pun Nas, Prodigy, and Mobb Deep. Jada Kiss the Game, Lloyd Banks, Saha, Max B, French Montana, Freddie Gibbs, Waka Flocka Flame, Killer Mike, Shorty Low, so many others. It is the 4th of July weekend, of course. Spent a little family time yesterday. We wanted to jump into the live today for a little bit. Listen to some records that some people have submitted. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get ready to listen in just a few seconds. By Gnarly So Cozy. He calls it Captain Save 'em. I don't know if we need to save him these days, bro. Gotta let him drown. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. We got a total of 1,500 submissions. 1544 is the number. It's crazy. If you're looking to submit, make sure you're submitting now. If you're trying to get reviewed while I'm on the air, you may need to skip the line. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this first joint. It's called Gnarly So Crazy. It's called Captain Save 'em. I hope it's not too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You think she faithful? That bitch he dick. You out here wearing cake, saving hoes and shit. I don't chase those, I replace hoes. Quick switch, booty kick back, call it Draco. Niggas using mama money like they self-made. Niggas playing with their life like an arcade. Pull up and I walk you down, this not GTA. You think she loyal? You think she faithful? Two player, capital P. You ain't cozy like my gang, you ain't fucking with me. I don't love my mind, I been geeked up to turn to the max. You know how she give it up, jumping on her booty like it's double dutch. But really, do you think she's faithful? Cause I know how she cheat, and I know what she do to you.
Swagger, what up?
Just to get to me, suck the bone off the meat when it comes to cozy. You think she faithful? That bitch he dick. You out here wearing cake, saving hoes and shit. I don't chase those, I replace hoes. Quick switch, booty kick back, call it Draco. You think she faithful? That bitch he dick. You out here wearing cake, saving hoes and shit. I don't chase those, I replace hoes. Quick switch, booty kick back, call it Draco.
How you expect to get rich if you playing Captain Save 'em?
Booty got a kickback, call it Draco.
Make sure y'all are liking the live, sharing the live. That's Gnarly So Cozy with Captain Save 'em. Shout out to him, man, for submitting this joint, man. So it got a little bit of a bounce to it. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I think it could be mixed a little bit better. I think it's a little bit heavy on the auto-tune. If I had to give it my, my brutally honest I wouldn't say brutally honest, man. I don't think it's gonna be brutally honest, but I think it can improve by us doing a few things with it. And the way that I kind of look at this is like this. I feel like he has a concept. He has a decent hook in here, right? The hook could be bigger in terms of by maybe stacking it, putting some more ad-libs on it. That can work a little bit better if you did it that way. Make that hook a little bit larger. But you can kind of run with that. You say you got hit up on YouTube with a splice sample. Can you elaborate on that, boy Swagger? Because I'm not sure. I'm not understanding your question. But for this record, I think my main issue is probably the way that the vocals are mixed with the auto tune is kind of throwing me off a little bit, but also the cadence and the timing of the record. Right, I feel like he could have delivered that vocal performance a little bit tighter in terms of his rhyme and making sure that it was really on beat versus kind of feeling like he was reading. I think if we had done that on the record to kind of make sure that it was a little bit better on timing, I think we could have made the beat a little bit better. Basically, a spice sample got hit up. Okay. All right. I got something for that, boy Swagger. You gotta. Most splice samples are gonna get hit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to, as long as you got a valid account and you got your license, you can always what you call it? You can always appeal it and get it reversed. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get those all of the time, and then I would just put my joint on it and then let it do what it do. Because what's happening is that some people are taking their music and they're putting it to the DSPs, and then they're trying to content ID a record that has a royalty-free sample in it. And you can't really do that because the terms of service for your splice is going to give people a blanket license. So all they got to do is download their license and be able to send it to YouTube. But I got something for that, boy Swagger, man. I partnered with a company that's supposed to help creators with that, man. So hopefully I can get that to the group within a week. You know what I'm saying? So that folks can learn how to fight those copyright strikes. There's a tool for it, so it'll help guys be able to do it. But shout out to Gnarly So Crazy on this. You know, the concept I think is cool. I think you can run with this concept on this record. I think you can keep the hook as it is, right? Because you got 4-bar repeat, so you can keep that. I think you got a bunch of things here that you can kind of keep with this record. And then, you know, like I said, just kind of improve on the vocal performance, of course, and maybe improve a little bit on the mix in terms of the record, in terms of the overall record quality. But I already see that you shot a video for it, so I'm assuming that it's out. So, you know, I don't know if it's going to be a remix or if you'll be able to change your master. It could be anything like that, but that would be my feedback on that. Thank you for submitting, and thank you for sharing that with us, man. Again, man, that's Captain Saber by Gnarly So Cozy. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of cool, you know, do what it do. Shout out Free Society Beats in the building. Shout out to all the new followers. Shout out to folks that are sharing the live. You know what I'm saying? We're doing a bunch of joints right here. I got another joint that I'm about to listen to real quick. This joint is called, what is this called? It's called Chef Boy Hard Beats. So he's submitting the beat for us to listen to. So everybody just take a listen to it with me, and then we'll go through it and we'll give it the review, see what help he needs on it.
Is this a Chef Boy heartbeat?
Chef Boy Hard Beast, man. Yo, shout out to you, man. Like, I'm listening to your joint right now. Your joint is hot. I like where your samples are. I like where your mix is at. I like how your drums is hitting. I like how you started the record off. I like how you starting to kind of sequencing these records a little bit. Now, the issue that I am having is, I don't know if you guys were watching, but I counted down. It did the first 16 and it went into a hook or something like a hook. And then what he continued to do is he continued to add more instruments into the second verse, right? Guitar and all that other good stuff. Shouldn't do that. What we should be doing is we should be going right back into a secondary verse without all of the extras, right? You have to kind of assume that it's a two verses and hooks in the middle. And what you probably want to do, if you're looking to probably add a bridge or something like that, you probably do that toward the end. You want to leave the space for the vocal performance, right? And what happens is you don't want to change the record up too fast, right? Because you have to assume, like this is how you have to assume guys are listening to your records. Say, for example, you send a record to somebody, you get a contact, and you send them the record, and they listen to the record on their phone, and they want to write to it, right? They don't have the ability to loop it up right there and then with you, right? So they're going to be able to just probably listen on their phone or something like that. And this is where most times folks are going to be writing and putting their ideas down. So you kind of want to leave it structured: intro, hook, verse, hook, so that it has those things kind of built in so that they can kind of repeat themselves. You see what I'm saying? But when we start changing the musicality along the way, what happens is that kind of disrupts the flow, right? Because these are different. Every time you change the instruments in here, you're actually changing what that part of the record is supposed to be. Is it a hook? Is it a bridge? Right? Is it a mini bridge? Like, is it you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing with this? So what happens is we're creating things that we're doing stuff musically that sounds dope to us as producers, but what it does is it kind of impedes the songwriting process. Truth be told. Because if you've ever been in a room with your top tier talent, right? Typically what they're going to do is they're going to loop the hook and the verse, right? They're going to take the hook and the verse and they're going to loop that. And it's going to be playing on repeat, right? And in some cases, you're going to have a guy just loop the verse, right? Or may just loop the hook, right? But in the case where you don't have that case, in the case of if you don't have that, if they're not in the studio to do that, to loop it, you want to create the loop yourself. So what you don't want to do is having it kind of changing every time, so that now it doesn't repeat in a way that people can always pen their music to. So I'm hoping I'm making sense when I'm telling you that you just want to kind of you want to try to make sure that you're bringing out some of the instrumentation, giving that track some space to breathe. We need breathing room. Remember what's happening here. It's like we're not really competing like in a beat battle of a sort, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're playing beats for other producers and we're trying to impress other producers, I get it. But in this forum, when we're doing music reviews, I don't want guys to submit it to me in the way of saying, hey, look at my programming, or look at my musical acumen, or the things that I'm doing like that. No, what I'm listening for is I'm listening for you to be able to take this record and what's going to be the fastest way for you to get to monetization. And the fastest way for you to get to monetization is to get this record pitched and get somebody on it and get it published by somebody. That's the fastest way to monetization outside of doing it yourself, right? Outside of rapping on it yourself and putting it out yourself, that's the fastest way to monetization, right? And that may go for sync or anything else. Like, you still want to make sure that you have certain elements in it that kind of repeat. In sync, you can kind of have a little bit of variation here like this, where you can kind of do different things to, variate the beat a little bit when it comes to sync. But for the most part, on this side, where we're talking about pitching to major label artists, pitching to major independent artists, because they're not even major label artists anymore. Most guys are major independent, right? You want to make sure that you're segmenting your records a certain type of way, So I hope that helps. Outside of that, I like how this joint is sounding, man. I like what you're doing with it musically. I feel like you're spot on in terms of the way that you're picking your instruments. So like, a sequencing thing is really just a sequence. It's just a way that you have to format your songs. You know what I mean? To my producers, if you're in the building, make sure that you guys are joining into our producer group. It's school.com/Future Producer Society. Make sure you're jumping into that. I'm giving everybody all the game, all the sauce. It's free to join. For people who want to learn the music business, you know what I mean? That vocal sample is dope too. Called Do You, man, by Chef Boy Hard Beatz, man. Make sure y'all follow him and check him out. Are you ready to go? There's some cases where I get some guys that submit some music, man, that's ready to go. This is one of those cases where, you have some records that are like, hey, man, you're right about there. You're about ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Just a matter of getting your sequencing good. Like, that'll increase your chances. And really, you got to just start posting that music, man. Like, you got to start posting it. Like, ain't no other way around it. You got to post that music. You got to be in these comments. And, and you got to network. You know what I'm saying? So, got to network. And really start putting it together. But this is a dope record. Listen to the intro. I like how that work came in, too.
Is this a Chef Boy heartbeat?
Dope tag. Yo, boy Swagger. How many people dealing with the YouTube copyright thing? This is dope, man. Definitely dope, man. Shout out to Chef Boy Beatz. This joint is called what's this called? Changed Instrumental by INS Exclusive. Yeah, man. Like, listen, man. Using the splice stuff, man. Like I said before, is you're gonna have some issues every now and again, depending on what sample you use. If you're using a very popular sample, there's always a chance of that. But like I said, as long as you got an active account, you just download your licenses, and you got to just point YouTube to your license, and everything will be good. That's hard. dip. That's changed instrumental by INS. What's that? INS exclusive. That joint is hard, man. Pause, man. That's a dope beat. Listen, the only thing that I would probably ask you to do is I feel like the piano is probably overpowering the drums, and that need to be equaled out a little bit, man. I feel like the drums could be a little bit louder, to bang a little bit. Like that's just in my brain. But it's just joint is hitting really hard. Don't do any 16 bar verses, man. Like you should have it as 8, have the breakdown. We should go right back into the hook, and then repeat that same thing. 8, do the breakdown, go right back into the hook. This joint really is tough. This is a really tough beat. So outside of those two things that I'm really suggesting, you on the money. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? To have two joints like that, man, by back to back. That's kind of good, man. I mean that folks' music is really stepping up. Make sure my producers, man, are jumping into that school.com/Future Producer Society. I'm just gonna say I'm teaching all the tricks, music production tricks. You know, we're teaching everything from music production to publishing, copyright, ISRCs. What else? AI. We're doing everything in there, man. So for people who are jumping in, make sure y'all jump in and y'all join. Like I said, it's free to join. And I'm really just trying to put the game out to a lot of folks, man. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. I'm gonna listen to a couple more joints before I get up out of here. Gotta get some work in, man. You know, it doesn't sleep, man. I still got new stuff going on right now. Shout out Max B, French Montana. Let's go. This is Scramble the Block by King for Show. Let's take a listen to it.
In a coupe, half chicken, I'm pulling up hot. Rolling through the city, man, you know what I got. Break the head, scramble the block, it's a feast. Hustle hard, 7 days, I ain't never sleep. Mix my life with the beats, let them know my name. Bringing joy to the grind, this ain't no game. Mix my life with the streets, painting pictures with flair. They call me on the low, like they whispering prayer. In a coupe, half chicken, watch the world from the spot. Scrambling dreams, building schemes, watch me rise to the top. Wave my hand, they swing and feel the rhythm in my soul. This Texas vibe, I thrive, I'm in control. On the corner where we hustle, it's the light that we choose. You know we breaking bread, sharing wins and the blues. Combo packs, coming combo sacks. Riding through the struggle, never looking back. I'm repping that Texas, not just hip-hop. Conversations in the night, real talk, no faux pas. And the flow, mud like the sound of the stars. Dreams so big, man, they can fill up Mars. In a coupe, half chicken, watch the world from the spot. Scrambling dreams, building schemes, watch me rise to the top. Wave my hand, they swing and feel the rhythm in my soul. This Texas vibe, I thrive, I'm in control. Yeah. From the pavement to the booth, it's a lyrical fight. Every word like a bullet, yeah, I'm loaded tonight. Hustles in my veins, got a soul in the crack. Every beat tell my story, man, this life is a trap. Catch me vibing in the kitchen, whipping up this track. Eggs in the pan.
Shout out to King for Sure One. I'm listening to this joint. Sometimes you can kind of tell that it got a little bit of AI into it. And listening, the way that we can a lot of times tell that something is AI is the way that the song is structured. AI tends to structure the songs and kind of a weird stanza every now and again. Sometimes your verses will be too short. Sometimes your hooks will be a little bit too long or too short, pause. And you just have to kind of have an understanding of how to restructure your songs in your AI. If you're using Suno specifically, you really got to go into the studio version and you got to really chop it up, and you have to really arrange your record to make sure that it's standing out the way it needs to stand out, or you have to literally produce it. You know what I mean? I think some folks have gotten used to just kind of running the output out of the AI, and that's really just not enough, right? We can hear it, and we can hear that it's not, it's not structured properly. So that's kind of like some of the stuff that I would kind of suggest to kind of get this where it got to go. So outside of that, it's a decent record. You know how it works with AI. AI is going to give us stellar music performances, stellar beats. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to do a bunch of things with that. That's just a matter of AI, how AI typically works. You know how the game is. So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Just a bunch of updates, man, in terms of, new music is coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keeping an eye out for that $1 Million Baby 4, Max B, you know what I'm saying? A production by yours truly, featuring joints with 2 Chainz and Wiz Khalifa and so many others, you know what I'm saying? We just continue to work and we continue to be blessed doing what we're doing and still being relevant in today's game, after being here as long as we've been here. Just shout out to everybody, this new music just coming about, But I'm about to just jump off of here, man. I have to really jump into some work. I just wanted to get on, listen to a few joints. Tomorrow we'll be on approximately 8 o'clock. Well, we'll be on a little bit longer tomorrow, just to listen to some joints for folks who want to get listened to during the live stream. Like I said, man, we got 1,500 songs, that have been put into the queue. So I'm listening to it first come, first serve, unless people are skipping the line, So I'm doing as best I can. It's a lot of records, you know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Shout out to folks that's jumping in and jumping out. I'll catch y'all on the next one.